Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Cognitive Discourse. I am your host, Joseph Carrasco. We are going to be watching some Libs of TikTok, I believe, and these are just a compilation, I guess, liberals. I've heard about these compilations before. I've never actually watched any myself. So today we're going to check one out, and I'll give you guys some commentary on these clips and let you guys know how my opinion on them, I guess. I'm excited to see what this is consisting of. So let's get on into it.
Little girl gon' got a gun from a gangster. Run, little girl, bang. Say that again, I didn't quite hear ya. Mess with the wrong bitch in the wrong era.
I find it very odd that adults still feel the need to get validation from children. When I was in school, we never had this issue. If a teacher was gay, they were just gay, and no one really cared. I don't get it. The acceptance thing maybe in high school would make a little more sense because kids are kind of trying to figure themselves out. I still think it's weird because it's not an adult's place, a teacher's place to kind of control that. But I don't know. That's weird. Elementary school is just super, super cringe and almost predator like. So that chick thinks she's doing something, and really, in all honesty, she's just making herself look like a goober.
Diaz! Diaz! I am calling you out, you little bitch! Hang on.
I mean, in a sense, he's not wrong. Seattle police, where the fuck are you? You guys are being little bitches right now, letting him destroy property, and you're not doing a damn thing about it.
Hey, it's your rent. No, it's step over here. All right. Drop the bat. Like those things are just drop it. Sit down on the curb. Hold on. Sit down on that brick. Sit on the curb for now. We'll get there. Up. Go to the car. Go to the car. Fine. Fine.
Hey, cop, you're in charge right now. This dude just committed a crime, and you're letting him dictate where he sits. That's not how that works. Grow some fucking balls.
All right. So that's your car. Are you? It's your car? What's going on, man? You can read that, can't you? That's what's going on. Hey.
Oh, okay.
Babe, your man is probably in my fucking DMs, and I could have had him as a body literally last.
Yeah, no, not happening, Snorlax.
Hands on the finger when you're walking to the hands on the wall, hands on the wall, hands on your ankle, feet on the ground, let's go. Oh, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere, ass everywhere.
They sit there and say, "Oh, we're not sexualizing children." What do you call that?
I have slowly but surely been identifying less and less with she, her, hers, which were my pronouns for years.
Hey, guess what? No one gives a shit. Shave your armpits, fucking Chewbacca.
And for a while, I was like, I guess they, them, theirs, whatever worked for me. But I've realized that we're all so inherently connected that what makes me feel most validated is when I and when others use us and ours and we. Like, I love that for us. Like, instead of I love that for you, like, I love that for us. And
So essentially, you want to let your narcissism flood into others. So when someone's talking about themselves, you want to latch yourself onto it. Is that what I'm getting?
things like that, you know what I mean? It makes me feel really happy. And as often as I can, I strive to use collective pronouns.
Modern day hippie, guys. This is the modern day hippie. Except I even think the hippies from the 60s and 70s probably would hate these people.
I'm referring to one person if you didn't feel comfortable calling them we or us because whatever you were saying specifically did not include you, you would likely use they, them, unless you had some other pronoun that you felt called to use. I personally utilize she, they, we, us. I feel very validated when utilizing collective pronouns, but I also recognize that they won't work for everyone because not everyone is on that collective level of consciousness yet.
And I personally don't give a shit what you're saying because the way you're talking makes it sound like you think you're above everyone else. And at the end of the day, there's only two genders, and you are a female. I'm sorry you don't like that, but that is what you are. When you die and scientists dig you up and look at your bones, they're gonna classify you as a female, not a they, them. Yeah.
So, in the time being, whatever pronouns call to you to use with me specifically, I accept all of them, whatever, pretty much. At this point,
So if she accepts whatever you call her, what's the point of this video? If you're just gonna accept whatever, like your pronouns are emotional creature.
just want
And if anybody's seen Baby Boy, that's what I'm referring to. I don't want to call her the B word. It's just an emotional creature. That's what you are. You're an emotional creature.
myself and others to feel respected.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I use he, him pronouns.
By the way, if you introduce yourself to me by your name and then whatever your pronouns are, I'm just not gonna engage with you. I've already made my judgment about you right then and there. I'm good.
You've probably noticed that more and more people are stating their preferred pronouns when they introduce themselves in social conversations.
I actually don't, because I don't associate with those people. I've yet to run into somebody like this in real life. It feels like it's just only an internet thing.
In classrooms, in the workplace, in their email signatures, and on social media. The reason is simple. There is a range of gender identities beyond male and female. In English, many use he, him, or she, her pronouns, but a growing number of people are using different pronouns like they, them, ze, them, ze, here, her, hers, and am. These are called gender-neutral pronouns. They don't specify the gender of the subject of the sentence, and they exist because you can't assume someone's gender just by looking at them.
Sure you can.
Words matter, and they are powerful tools to convey meaning and connect more deeply with one another. Making incorrect assumptions
Words do matter, and you guys are making a bastardization of it.
about someone's gender, that's a microaggression that could be hurtful for individuals who
Microaggression. What a goober.
identify with certain communities, such as transgender or queer communities. So, what's the best way to be sure you're using the right pronouns? Just ask.
I'm good.
Asking for and using someone's preferred pronouns show respect and help create an inclusive environment.
Says the people that will call people cis man or cis woman. Like, I'm not a cis man. If you call me a cis man and I ask you, do not call me a cis man, and you still want to call me that, then you are doing that which you have spoken out against. You want respect, but you don't want to give it. These people are so goofy. So this right here is a perfect example of when these people will talk about they don't see the harm in drag queens reading to children in schools, or they don't see the harm in children going to family-friendly drag shows, which is an oxymoronic term in my opinion. This is the type of stuff. When you give a community or a group of people an inch, they tend to take a mile. This is the problem right here. So reading, you may think reading to kids in drag is not a big thing. You may think that kids going to friendly drag shows is not a big deal. But what you guys tend to neglect and ignore is stuff like this. And what's really irritating is that I've been in debates with people about this particular stuff, and their go-to argument is always pointing out the church and how the church has pedophiles. Like, people who go to church and people who are active in their faith somehow allow that and think that that's okay. Like, they're like, we're supposed to defend that. Now, mind you, I don't go to church. I have my own religious beliefs that I keep to myself, but I always find it funny when they bring that up because in my mind, I'm like, that's not okay either. This is not okay. And by you passing the puck and pointing the finger, trying to take the light that we're shedding on this away from that and point out religion is to me hilarious because again, you don't want to address things in your own community and things that you ally yourself with. Yet you want to pass, like I said, pass the puck. This is not okay. What goes on with pedophiles in the church is not okay either. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. This is not okay. And if you can't condemn this, then what does that say about you? Stop passing the puck and take some accountability and understand where we're coming from when it comes to this type of shit. It's a child. It just saddens me that people can sit there and watch this and cheer it on and think that there's nothing wrong with a child that is a boy dressing as a girl dancing provocatively in front of grown adults, and that is okay to them. That's just it's morally wrong. I don't care if you're religious or not. This is just not okay, and if it makes me feel uncomfortable just watching it. So I don't understand, especially me being a father and having kids. Like I would never want my kids to do some shit like this. If my son grows up and wants to be a drag queen when he's an adult, by all means, but not when he's a child.
The LGBTQ plus board I made at our school. It's not perfect, but it's a start to having more inclusivity for all people occupying this space.
Again, kids, man. Can we let kids be kids? This whole inclusive bullshit, like of a sexual orientation, is not. It's so weird. I don't get it. I don't. And I think I don't ever will when it comes to children. If you're an adult, do you have fun? If you want to fuck dudes, you want to fuck chicks. You're an adult. Like, do you? When you're an adult, do adult things and keep it to yourself, man. I don't understand why we feel the need to push all this sexual stuff onto kids. It makes no sense to me. It's gross, it's predatory, and that shit shouldn't be in schools, period. It shouldn't. It is. Why do you care what a kid wants to do sexually? Kids shouldn't be thinking about things in a sexual manner. And you as an adult definitely shouldn't be doing things to make sure that you pull that out of them. It's just gross.
Totally, yeah. Technically, a gender affirming piercing can be any piercing that you get that affirms your gender. Think of, earlobe piercings for women. But when a lot of people say this term, they're referring specifically to piercings that help with bottom dysphoria for trans.
So now what? Now piercings are dictating our genders or what we think we are? What the fuck? Dude, I had a bunch of piercings when I was younger. I did it because I wanted them and I thought they looked cool. I wasn't looking for validation from anybody, nor was I trying to do it to confirm my sexual. What the fuck is wrong with people?
People. The specific piercings that I got are inner labes. A lot of trans masculine people will get these piercings and get them done at a large gauge and wear big heavy jewelry in it, and it can emulate balls. And when you're wearing this type of jewelry and these piercings, it can affect the way that you have to sit and stand and walk in a way that makes your body language appear more masculine. A lot of people also just...
So you're born a woman and you alter and do things to make yourself more masculine because you're not actually a dude. So they always talk about how trans men can have babies and trans men can have periods and this and that. No, you're still a woman. You were born a woman, so you have women traits. No matter how much modifying you do to pretend that you're the other gender, you're never actually going to be that gender. And this proves it right there. You're putting things piercing wise to simulate you having nuts, so you quote unquote walk more masculine. You're still a woman then. You're not a man. You never will be. You can live that fantasy all you want, but you can't expect people like me with a normal functioning brain to follow along with that.
I just find it really affirming to have that physical weight there. If you want to hear more about what my experience getting these piercings was like and what they're like so far for me, go to the next video.
And by the way, if I kick you in your piercings, chances are they're not going to hurt anywhere near as bad as if you were to kick me in my actual testicles.
Hello.
Hi.
You got a nice dog?
Sorry?
You got a nice dog?
She's lovely. She's family dog.
Big gang, whole lot of gangs. We outside.
Yeah, good luck trying to steal my dogs. That's all I'm going to say.
We outside. We outside. We're all gonna fucking dog. We outside every single time.
Now, he wouldn't be able to steal the dogs I have alive right now. I have a Doberman and a pit bull mix, but I did have a small dog like that at one point, and I guarantee you, if you would have tried to do that, my Doberman and my pit would have been on your ass. And then not only that, I live in Texas. We're a constitutional carry state, so do with that information as you will.
The last video in the series for now will be about making an inclusive classroom. Some things that you can do start by replacing gendered language and documentation, like any of these terms, with more neutral language. It can be things like, instead of referring to class as ladies and gentlemen or boys and girls, things like class, folks, or friends. Those are all good alternatives. Including your pronouns in your email signature, like this, is a really great way to show students when they email you that you are accepting of the pronouns that they use and that you're willing to work to try and use the proper ones.
Yeah, you send an email like that to my kid in her school, we're just going to get a new teacher.
Another great thing that you can do when asking for pronouns at the beginning of the year is ask whether or not you can use those pronouns with parents. Some students are out at school but not at home due to safety reasons, so making sure that you ask whether or not you can use those pronouns at home, and if not, which pronouns to use instead, can ensure that a student's safety is not compromised.
So there's so much wrong with that. You are not going to be hiding anything from me as a parent to my children, and you're not going to make it sound like it's an okay choice to do that with my kid. You're not going to make my kid believe that that's okay to lie to me and hide things and be deceitful. That's not okay. This person can get fucked.
And lastly, making mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's a natural thing to mess up. However, when you do mess up, don't draw too much attention to the mistake. Simply correct it and move on. Because drawing way too much attention to it can create a really uncomfortable situation and accidentally out students to people who might not have noticed the mistake in the first place. Simply correct and move on, and if you feel the need, you can apologize later in private. However, bringing too much attention to it, as I said, can cause more issues than it helps.
This person should not be teaching children at all. You should not be teaching children. I don't like you. I don't like the way you think, and I don't think you should be around kids.
And that's really it. Those few things can change a student's entire experience during your class and school in general.
Okay, so Mother's Day is tomorrow, and this is the second day that's rolled around. There's 2 different days in the year that I question. There's Mother's Day and there's Father's Day. As a trans person, as a trans woman, which one do I celebrate?
Hey, mister, I think you're supposed to celebrate Father's Day. But if you have kids, maybe ask your kids because they probably think you're a bitch anyway. So maybe it is Mother's Day. So I kind of see your dilemma. But I'm going to go with Father's Day, even when your kids think you're a bitch.
Father's Day rolled around. I don't feel like a father. Mother's Day is tomorrow. I feel like a mom, but
you're not.
Who celebrates me? It's not a situation of pity me or anything. I just genuinely want to know.
Oh, yeah, it's not a situation of pity you. It's a situation of how much attention can you bring to yourself over something that's fucking stupid and you know the actual answer to, but you want to be difficult because you need the attention and you need the validation of strangers over the internet because you're a fucking goober.
There are other people out there that you don't know which one you fall under. Are you a mom? Are you a dad? Where's Parents' Day? Why can't we just have a Parents' Day?
Why can't you just be a dude? Why do you got to make it complicated? Like, it makes me question if you even have kids, and if you do, I feel bad for them.
A parent, that's worth celebrating. Why does it have to be one or the other?
Dude, if your life is this fucked up, like, again, I feel bad for your kids. Your kids are probably confused as shit.
It actually bothers me a lot, and I didn't think about that till today, and I don't know.
This is why mental health is needs to be in conversations more. Mental health isn't talked about enough. That dude is a prime example of why we need to have that conversation.
Oh my gosh, I might be stuck here. For real. For real. For real, I'm stuck here. What do I do?
Are we supposed to feel sorry for her? I mean, you don't get that big by mistake. Sorry. And again, this is coming from somebody who was, I was last year, this time I was 260 pounds. I was overweight and I just felt gross. And mind you, I'm 6'1", so I carried 260 fairly okay, but I wasn't happy with the way I looked. I did something about it. Here we are a year later and I'm at about 185. Again, I'm 6'1". Last year I was 260. Didn't like the way I looked. I'm now down to 185, and now I'm just working out trying to put on muscle mass. If I can get up to the 200s again, but muscle wise, I'll be fine with that. But I was over 200 pounds because I was overweight, because I wasn't paying attention to what I was eating. I was constantly drinking sodas. I was just not living a healthy life. I did something about it. Instead of feeling sorry for myself and trying to have people feel sorry for me and trying to make it somehow work in my head that I was okay with it when I really wasn't, and try to trick my brain that it's okay. Instead of doing all that mental gymnastics, I just said, you know what? I want to be healthier. I want to live healthier. So that's what I'm going to do. And that's what I did. It's really not that hard.
Apple Books chose my book, Best Books of May, and here, that's me. You click it and then you scroll down and you see this review from Apple Books. You can pause to read the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm not reading that.
This makes me cry. Thank you for your support. It's all because of you.
Finding housing and jobs in a rural red state as a trans person is an interesting thing. Damn, it's rough out here.
I'll give you a little bit of advice. Maybe don't put your pronouns in your application and during the interview process, because a lot of people don't want to deal with your bullshit. Employers don't want to employ drama. Employers don't want to employ somebody that they're going to have to make a bunch of different changes and step on eggshells and tiptoe around you. That's why you can't find a job. If you're trans, fine, whatever. But I think a lot of people are wising up to, if they see pronouns or stuff like that, you have a look about you. And again, they just rather not deal with the drama that you are going to bring to that workspace. That's just my opinion. But yeah, that's probably why you're having a hard time finding a job.
Why it be like this?
I did it. I had my surgery. I'm a little groggy right now. I can barely hold up the phone. I just want to thank you for all your wonderful, wonderful words of encouragement. God bless you. I'll be talking to you later when I'm more presentable.
Imagine thinking that you need to tell the world about a surgery that you did that no one really gives two shits about. This is something that you were fighting yourself because you couldn't accept who you were. You couldn't accept what you were born as. That's the ironic thing about a lot of this talk that they talk about being inclusive and being accepting and loving and tolerant of each other. Dude, how do you expect me to take you seriously when you couldn't accept who you were born as? You couldn't love you for you. You had to do a change to allow yourself to love yourself. And at the end of the day, I don't even think it works. You still don't love yourself. You're still going to have questions and doubts, and you're still going to preach all this shit that you're not practicing yourself. That's the sad part about this stuff. Again, mental health is a conversation that needs to be had with a lot of these people.
I'm a girl.
No, you're not. Good for that guy. This is the type of shit that annoys me too. If you want to protest, fine, protest. If you're protesting laws that are being passed, politicians, companies, whatever have you, but get out of the fucking road. You're not creating allies by fucking with people who are just trying to go about their day. People are trying to get to work. People have appointments. People have things they're trying to get done. You keeping them from doing that are going to make more enemies than allies. So if you have an issue with a politician, a bill that passed, a corporation doing something, take it up with them. Get the fuck out of the road. Let people live their lives. You being disruptive like this is doing nothing positive for y'all and is doing nothing but creating more negative energy surrounding you guys and making people hate you. See, all this is creating is basically just an irritant. That's all you're doing. You're not fixing anything, you're not changing anything. All you're doing is being annoying and you're just getting on people's nerves. That's all you're doing. Yeah, that person has a lot of patience. At that point, I probably would have just started actually rolling my car at a more safe. I wouldn't have ran him over, but I definitely would have made my car move enough to where they would have to either move out of the way or they're going to get basically pushed over by my truck. And I have a lifted truck, so as long as you keep your head down when you fall, you'll be fine. I'll just roll right over you and I won't hurt you. But this type of shit is just annoying. Well, there you have it, folks. Our first time looking at the Libs of TikTok on the YouTube compilations. It's pretty interesting. If you guys like that, I will try to do some more of those. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I have a lot more videos planned for you guys in the future. I'm really enjoying doing this. I'm having a lot of fun. And the first videos that we've done doing this type of setup had some pretty positive feedback. So I'm excited to hear back from you guys. If you guys are really like what I'm doing, let your voices be heard down in the comments. If there's anything in particular you want me to watch and give my opinion on, again, leave that down in the comments. And as always, liking and subbing is something that I appreciate. If you want to hear the audio versions of the Cognitive Discourse, you can find them on all streaming platforms. We're on Spotify, Apple, all that fun stuff. So check that out. I hope you enjoy those audios. That way you can take me with you when you're on a car ride and you can listen to my beautiful, silky smooth, buttery voice in your car. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Like I said, I'll try to do some more of these. I'm really having a good time doing these with you guys. Also, don't forget to check out Brutal Block. We do have a YouTube page as well. So if you'd like to see me react to music, metal music in particular, then type in Brutal Block on YouTube and it will take you there. Or I'll leave a link down in the description more than likely for you guys to check that out. We also have a 1-hour radio show that we do every Tuesday at noon on Super Cool Radio, which is also streaming on all platforms. So just type in Super Cool Radio and Brutal Block will come up and you can check out some bands that you probably haven't heard of. And the whole point of that show is to hopefully help you find some metal bands that you like and like enough to add to your own personal playlist. As always, I'll have links in the descriptions to everything that I do outside of the Cognitive Discourse, Basic Ass Dudes, Brutal Block, Haunted Abaddon, all that stuff. I do voices for that show as well, which I think you'll like. If you're into scary stories, check out Haunted Abaddon. But there's a bunch of different content that I make outside of Cognitive Discourse. So if you're interested in checking that out, then by all means, check the description, click those links, and enjoy running down that rabbit hole of content that I am a part of. I appreciate all the love and support in anything that I do from you guys. And yeah, man, until then, enjoy your Friday, enjoy your weekend, enjoy the rest of your week. And until next time.